In a previous Kid Story Quick Tip, we talked about 1%. What is that little bit of change that could be made that would have a huge trajectory of change down the line if we just made one little change? That kids could actually encounter the love and the hope that's found in Jesus. Well, what I'd like to do today on this Kid Story Quick Tip is give you a dozen other things that are simple, but that maybe you could pick one or two of them and change the trajectory of how your ministry works and how blessed kids can be. So let's discover that and explore it here on Kid Story Quick Tips. So what are those 12 things? Well, I'm not going to discuss a lot of them. I just want to give you a list and get your mind thinking about what can I do that would make a small difference today, but a huge difference down the line. Well, one thing could be is just write thank you notes. Thank you notes to the parents. Thank you notes to the kids. Kids love getting mail. And in our day and age where everything is done electronically, to actually get something in the mail is a huge deal. So write a thank you note. Remember their birthdays. Celebrate their birthdays when the kids come into your club. It will make a huge difference. Kids will feel special. They'll light up. And kids can celebrate one another and can't wait for their turn in their day when their birthday is celebrated. Something as simple as know each child's name. There's something unique and special when you can call them by their name. Bring in a treat. You know, if you made some cookies and put them on a plate with a special bow or wrapping on it and bring it to class, oh, just imagine how special those kids will feel. Now, maybe you don't have the capacity and you don't have the time to actually make cookies. Even if you took cookies or a special treat and you put it on a platter and wrapped it up, kids will feel like, wow, this is a treat. You care about me. I love being here. I can't wait to get a treat another time. It doesn't have to be the next time that you meet, but just anticipating and looking forward to it. Just get down on their level. Just maintain eye contact. It's huge for kids so that they don't have to be looking way up at you when they're trying to talk to you. But if you get down on a knee, I do this all the time. I just get down on a knee and I'm able to look at them and they have my full attention. They don't have to worry about me running off and trying to do something else, you know, or not paying attention to them, but they've got my full attention. Get down on their level and just have eye contact. That's a 1%er. Brag about them to someone else. Maybe their parents, maybe other leaders, maybe parents of other kids, you know, just say, hey, Johnny did so great this week. He did yada, yada, yada. He did all these great things in class today. Now, there may have been all these other things that Johnny did, but there were the things that you noticed that were positive. You can tell his parents and be bragging about it. And not just to his parents, but Johnny's standing right there, hearing everything you have to say. Maybe they have a special event that's coming up in their school. Maybe they're in a sport, they're in a drama. You know, they have some kind of special activity that's happening that you can go to. And they'll wonder, why are you here? It's because you care. And you just took a few minutes out of your time in your day to actually experience what they're experiencing with them and to show your approval and your support. So maybe you have a leader that, you know, is just having some hard times and you write a thank you note to the leader's spouse, thanking them for allowing them to participate and be in that group with you and to participate in the Story Club, because it's taking time away from home and from their family. And so writing a thank you note to the leader's spouse would be a huge 1%er for your ministry. Just simply bless each child on their way out of class and out of your club. Give them a high five and say, Susie, I bless you with abundant joy this week. Tommy, give me a high five Tommy, I bless you with a great mind this week that you can do all of your work in school this week. Things like that. Just a simple high five, a hug, or whatever is allowable in your ministry to engage with kids and to give them a blessing. You're just being like Jesus. You're welcoming, loving, blessing children like Jesus did. Here's a 1%er that's really simple. Ask the kids, what retail activity do you want to do this week? Instead of you having chosen it, ask the kids, which one do you want to do? It's simple. Doesn't take any extra work on your part, and yet the kids feel a part of the group. And it's just 1%. It's a small change. Now, if you're a leader in your club, in your church, in your ministry, make sure your leaders get their lessons like a week ahead of time at least, so that God can be stirring in their hearts that the lesson is coming from the abundance and the overflow of what God's done in their lives, and they get to share that with the kids. So make sure your leaders are prepared. Give them whatever they need ahead of time so that they can be prepared. And then here's the last of the 12, the dozen that I promised you today is, let the kids know that, if we get done early, we're going to have a time to go outside and play a game. We're going to have some extra time to do something that they want to do that's special to them. So just providing that opportunity again for them to have input. It's 1%. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but allows the kids to have ownership of the class. And it helps them to stay focused and to pay attention, because they're going to want to get done early so that they can do something different and something fun and something active. So 12 1%ers. You know what? I got a couple more. Here's a couple of extras for you, okay? Look for the good, even when things are bad and hard. Now, it could be within the ministry, it could be within the community, it could be with the individual children, it could be with your whole class, but what can you look for that's good and positive, and make mention of that? And note that to the kids and to the parents and to the other leaders. So look for the good, look for the positive. And here's one more. Get to class early and be ready for when those kids arrive. I have to do that because, honestly, I pack my days just full. And so when it's time to get to class, many times, I'm just getting there right before the kids do, but I'm still setting up. I'm still doing all kinds of stuff, when the kids arrive. So I've made an effort. My 1% is I'm getting to class 10 minutes early. So that way, and this is 10 minutes earlier than I had been, not just 10 minutes before the kids get there, but 10 minutes earlier than I had been. And it's amazing for me what it does for me, because now I'm relaxed, I can let down, I can greet the kids when they arrive, I can be finding out how their week went, just doing all kinds of stuff with the kids, and not busy prepping my room and getting supplies ready or getting things ready if we're going to do a drama or whatever it might be. But that's all done and set up. And I am just relaxed, ready to welcome in the kids, and they know that they have my full attention. So there you go. A dozen and 2 extra 1%ers. Something that you could do. Not all of it. Just what's one thing that you could do this week that would be a 1% change to make it different, so that the trajectory of where your class is going is going to be vastly different than where it's headed right now. Well, thanks for joining us here on this week's Kid Story Quick Tips. God bless you.